3. In this issue, the Mighty Avengers meet Spider-Man, and the only blurb we can write is "Wowee!" Also reintroducing the mysterious Kang. Spectacular story by Stan Lee, incomparable illustrations by Don Heck, dazzling declination by Chick Stone. Lovely. Let's get straight into it, shall we, guys? In telling any tale, where to begin? This time we start with the flashing of a signal light in Giant Man's lab. Oh no, not now. Thor speaking as chairman of the Avengers for this week. I summon you to a special meeting immediately. That is all. Hey, wait, hold on, Curly. I'm right in the middle of a delicate experiment. How about request denied? There can be no exception. Avengers business always takes priority over and out. I should have had my head examined when I let him talk me into joining their little sewing circle. That long-haired square has all the charm of a rusty doorknob. Now that you've got that off your chest, let's go. You know you wouldn't miss a meeting for anything. And so, within minutes, I have a distressing announcement to make. You've all heard of the alleged death of our good friend Tony Stark, whose home we use for our headquarters. Well, since Stark's death, our fellow Avenger, Iron Man, has been missing. It's pretty easy to figure out, Mr. Chairman. Iron Man was Stark's friend and bodyguard. There's no doubt in my mind that he's tracking down clues to the murderer of Stark, if it was murder. Perhaps, but why has he not summoned us to assist him? We, mere mortals, have a code of honour and duty which you may find hard to understand, Thor. I'll go along with Giant Man. I'm sure that the Golden Avenger wants to do his job alone, as a matter of pride. Hence I move that we suspend all operations for 24 hours as a mark of respect to the late Tony Stark, whose home now we occupy. I second that motion. Thanks for your support, Cap, but I'd like to amend your motion. I feel that that Stark himself would want us to continue to stay on duty in case we're needed. So I move instead that we vote Iron Man a temporary leave of absence until his mission is done. I second Giant Man's motion. You're out of order, Rick. You have no voting privilege with the Avengers as yet. However, once again I agree with the Master of Many Sizes. If the chair will permit, I withdraw my motion and second Giant Man's. It is so moved and so carried. Iron Man is granted a temporary leave of absence and the Avengers remain the active duty. I hereby declare this meeting adjourned. Why does that remark always seem to be a signal for you to put on fresh lipstick, little lady? Every remark is a signal for a girl to freshen up her lipstick, big boy. And please don't speak to me right now, or I might smudge it. The chairman of our next regularly scheduled meeting will be Captain America, according to our plan of rotation, and so I now yield the gavel. But little does mighty Thor suspect that the entire meeting has been monitored by a fantastic electronic device from the far future. And now we turn our attention to the one known as Kang, as he stands before a view screen in the year 3000, his heart filled with stark hatred. I've waited patiently for my chance to strike back at the accursed Avengers, and at last it has come. For without the power of Iron Man, they are now at their weakest fighting strength. But I shall not battle them in person. I am too wise, too cautious for that. With all the knowledge of all far future at my disposal, it will be simple matter for me to find another to wage my battle. But I must take care to avoid the mistakes of those who tried before me, for I have witnessed some of the battles from here in the future. Zemo and his masters of evil came closest to destroying the Avengers by using Wonder Man, but they made one fatal mistake. They failed to reason that Wonder Man himself might turn against them. I must be far more clever. The one I must use must be totally incapable of ever betraying me. He must be completely loyal to Kang. And there is only one such creature who fulfills that requirement, and that is a robot. Just as my ancestor Dr. Doom is the greatest robotic creator of the 20th century, so am I the greatest of my century. But being of the future, my talents are even far greater than his. It would be a simple matter for me to make exact replicas of the most powerful villains of all time and let them tack the Avengers together. But there is the ever persistent danger that they might end up fighting among themselves or getting in each other's way. No, I shall use but one robot to defeat the Avengers, one whom they will have to trust, yet one with enough power and cunning to be assured of the success. And I know this one. I have kept a videotape file on him for months. Because his unique power interests me, I'll play the tape back now. Ah, there he is. So far, I have been able to tell Spider Man has ever been a loner, and there is less really known about him than almost any other costume adventurer. He shall be the perfect choice. I must now list all of the amazing powers, as well as a study available records of previous battles to learn to duplicate his fighting style, and his strongest weapon, his powerful ever changing web, that I must become thoroughly familiar with. Then, after long hours of intensive analytical study, at last I am ready. First, I must create a three-dimensional proto-image of the real Spider-Man. All I need to do is feed all photos and facts about him into the atomic duplicator and let the computer do the rest. The almost living image is beginning to take form now. Next is my isonuclear duplicator, analyzes every last sub-microscopic detail of the photo image, gauging its strength, knowledge, personality, memories, and evaluating its every last ability. Then the final phase begins. Using automated devices which need no human control, the duplicator soon creates an exact duplicate of the intended subject, possessing every ability of the original, but answerable only to me. To one from the 20th century, this might seem incomprehensible, but to a master of science here in the year 3000, it is merely child's play. Wait, what is your name? I am Spider-Man. Good, for now the proto-image shall vanish, you only shall remain. Then, after carefully giving the lifelike looking robot the most minute instructions, Kang sends him to the 20th century by the mere flick of an electronic switch. And so begins another in the universally acclaimed series of mighty Marvel masterwork battles. And so, a short later in the heart of downtown New York, the master said I should wait at the spot and my opportunity would present itself within seconds. Then it happens, as Captain America leaves one of his regularly scheduled visits to Rick Jones' Team Brigade headquarters, a band of hoodlums attack him. Heads up, men. This time you've picked the wrong pigeon. Fighting with his customary skill and vigour, Cap has no way of knowing that he is battling clever robots sent into the past as the robot Spider-Man was by Kang himself. This is what the master arranged. Now to carry out the clear-cut instructions given to me by Kang. First, I create a typical spider's web, and then I dropped it carefully over the other lifelike robots. What's that? Seconds later. Spider-Man. Well, much obliged to you, fella. I never knew you were so cooperative. I have my reasons, Avenger. I would like to join your group. The decision cannot be mine alone, but I'll take you to the others. Shortly after, there are Avengers headquarters. Spider-Man, is this why you summoned us, Cap? What's he doing here? I'd better zip up to fighting size just in case. You just want to show off those dreamy biceps, Blue Eyes. There's no need for alarm. Spider-Man wants to join us. a most laudable ambition, but we do not accept any stranger merely because he possesses some power or other. There are certain tests and a period of trial. I don't trust him. Everything about spiders makes my wasp instinct tingle with hate and loathing. I was warned to expect such a reception, now to resort to phase 2 of the master plan. Very well, I came to tell you where to find Iron Man, for he needs your help. But if you aren't interested... What? You know where Iron Man is, and he needs us? Halt! We wish to discuss this matter further. Forget it, pal. I know when I'm not wanted. The Thunder God said halt. Look, Longhair, I don't like having hammers tossed at me. You may be a real doozy with your own team, but until I'm of you, you're just another guy named to me, savvy? A noble of Asgard finds no humour in such remarks. Insolent one, perhaps a lesson in manners might be amiss. Simmer down, Avenger. We have Iron Man to think of. Very well. For the sake of the missing one, I shall stay my wrath. Well, goody gumdrops. Okay, now I'll tell you where Iron Man is, but not 'cause you scared me into it, only to prove I know what I'm talking about. I was swinging around the rooftops the other night like a good little Spider-Man should, when I saw a guy with a nutty-looking mask accompanied by a 6.5-foot tall creep and gorgeous blonde doll hustle him into a helicopter. Zemo, with the executioner and the enchantress, we should have guessed. How easy is this? Only the brilliant Kang would have thought to give me the ability to speak in the same vernacular as the real Spider-Man. And there I was talking like a robot because he said it was a robot. As they prepared to fly off, I heard the masked one give the destination. It was the Temple of Tyrod in Mexico. And you did not come to us immediately. What manner of man are you? Easy, Thor. He was under no obligation. Very well. Our first concern is to our missing Avenger. But when we return, I shall have more to say to Spider-Man. Oh, happy day. I'll count the seconds till we meet again, Big Mouth. No wonder they are so universally renowned. Look at the speed with which they blaze into action. Too bad they do not suspect they are merely racing to their doom. Avengers, away! Under standard operating procedure, the Avengers separate, each resorting to his own mode of travel. We're just in time, Jan. I guess it's because we live right high pockets. Why do you think Zemo would have taken Iron Man to the Temple of Tyrod? Hard to say, honey. I'm even more curious about how they captured him and why he didn't use his built-in communicator to contact us. And so the jet plane continues on its southward course, the passengers and crew totally unaware of the 2 insect-sized stowaways which the great ship is carrying. Finally, this is the place, Jan. Let's go. Hank, wait, for heaven's sake, you big goop. You can't fly. You didn't think I'd forget a thing like that, did you, hun? I'm in cybernetic contact with a nearby flying ant right now. Next time, warn me, handsome. After all, you're the only little ant man I've got. I'd better be, honey. Look, there's the Temple of Tyrod now. No sooner did they land than handsome Hank once again zips up to his powerful 12-foot size, while the lovely Jan changes to a normally 5-foot plus of breathtaking beauty, and then, go slowly, sweetie. There's no telling what we'll find in here. There's no sign of old Shellhead so far. That's it. Unsuspecting fools. Little do they dream this entire temple has been converted into a gigantic trap for the Avengers. But suddenly, Wasp, get insect size fast. My cyberkinetic senses detects danger nearby. I don't have much to say about it, partner, when you can control my size by just thinking me smaller. I was right. Look, a light beam. Where's it coming from? From me, you two doomed fools. From your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. How did you get here so quickly? I have secret methods you can't even begin to suspect. Kang can move me anywhere by manipulating his master control panel back in the 30th century. I knew we shouldn't have trusted him. Now he's trying to trap us with that granite block. Wasp, execute maneuver 4A on the double, but be careful. Then combining her waspish flying speed with her powerful miniaturized wasp sting, the fabulous female launches a surprise attack which temporarily knocks her seemingly gigantic foe completely off balance. This hurts you a lot more than me, you double-dealing deceiver. Good work, Jan. It looks as though your first impression on Spider-Man was the correct one. Look out, behind you. He recovered faster than we expected. Ha! Now I'll finish you off with my webbing, and then... Hey, what? I'll admit you made a pretty good showing against Ant-Man, fella. But now let's see how you rate against the oversized alter ego, better known to the likes of you as Giant Man. Attaboy, High Pockets. Go get him. Make spider stew out of him. Your size doesn't scare me. My web can stretch right along with you. And now, one spider strength punch will... Huh? Where'd he go? Where all good little giant men go. I skedaddled down the beanstalk. Oof! Didn't expect me to grow back up so quickly, did ya? Can't touch him. He changes size too fast. Looking for someone, little fella? I've got to get away until I can figure out some method of fighting him. He's more dangerous than I thought. You won't escape that easily, mister. I've read a lot about Spider-Man's exploits, and somehow he doesn't fit with the nerve and daring I'd have expected of him. He seems different in some strange way. But while Giant Man is philosophizing, perhaps one of the verge of guessing the robot's secret, his adversary strikes. Ha! I outsmarted this time, big boy. You're caught. And this webbing is elasticized. It will shrink right down with you if you try to escape that way. So, the wasp is trying to help her trapped partner, eh? Well, a fly swatter made of fine webbing will put you out of action fast enough. Oh! But before the bogus Spider-Man can do more than temporarily stun the valiant female Avenger, the mighty Thor hurls himself into the affray. No need to battle a girl, treacherous one. I'll give you a contest enough. Ah, the Thunder God. In his haste, he missed me. If I'm lucky, I can put him out of action before he regains his balance. I was a fool, as quickly as if a gnat had stung him. He's too strong for me, but perhaps I can taunt him into defeat. How come you don't get a haircut, chum? Tell me, do you prefer bobby pins or ordinary curls? Defend yourself, villain. It worked. You're madder than a horde of hungry hornets. Ha! I was hoping you'd throw that thing. You forgot to reckon with my spider speed and the fact that I might dodge your hammer and then catch it with a double thick web net. I've got to get my hammer back before 60 seconds elapse. Here, this granite block is something for you to wrestle with. Ha! Again, you didn't expect me to move so fast. My webbing caught the block and it will hurl it right back at you. Doing! But fighting mad, and with only a few seconds remaining before he'll turn back to his mortal identity of Dr. Don Blake, the Avenger from Asgard crashes through the massive granite block as though it's made of paper. Though I am pledged to harm no mortal beings, never have been so sorely tempted to break that pledge as now. It's not that easy, Goldilocks. In order to harm me, you have to catch me first. And my handy little spider webbing is going to make that mighty tough for you. See what I mean, loudmouth? Bah! No matter how strong your puny threads are, Thor can rip through them as if they do not even exist. Rip. But just as it seems that the artificial Spider-Man is about to meet total defeat, the fateful 60 seconds elapse, and the clinging spiderweb completely engulfs the now still figure within. I guess he wasn't as strong as I feared. He must have collapsed. He's not struggling anymore. So far, Kang's plan is working like a charm. Only Captain America is left. and he'll be easy to finish off. He has no superpowers at all. But the seemingly victorious Spider-Man might not feel so confident if he knew he was being watched by another pair of cold, angry eyes, the eyes of the last one he would ever expect to meet. Ah, perfect timing. Here he comes now. I guess I'm the last to arrive. Wonder if they've found Iron Man yet. Say, that looks like it is. It's Spider-Man. Hi there. What are you doing here? Did you see any other Avengers in the area? Look out. What are you doing? You're pushing that stone slab right down towards me. Although taken by surprise, Cap's instincts are those of the trained gladiator, and he leaps to safety within split-second timing and precision. Our first suspicions were right. Spider-Man is our enemy. There's no sign of the others. That looks bad. Spider-Man must have trapped them too. Well, the mighty Avengers can never be trapped, not so long as one of us remains alive and free. The first thing to do, you human insect, is to get you off your perch. Huh? But having been endowed with all the amazing spider powers of the real Spider-Man, the fantastic duplicate is able to recover his balance in mid-air and land upon his opponent in attack position. You will be my easiest victim. Just you believe it, fella. I've been waiting for a chance to do this. He's too battle-wise, too courageous, too dangerous. I'd be a fool to fight him on his own terms. I'll have to use my webbing again. Thwap. And as the blended Avenger desperately tugs at the sticky webbing, a powerful inhuman arm lashes out. Farewell, Captain America. Can't see. Webbing's covering my eyes. Falling. Falling. Even the great CA can't survive 100-foot fall. Kang will be pleased. And still watching from the future, Kang is pleased until, none of the doomed Avengers suspected I had previously filled the tomb with an odorless nerve gas, which dulled the fighting effectiveness of all of them, but which could not affect my mere robot. Wait, has my robot gone mad? Why did he use his web to save Captain America from a fatal fall? Perhaps his built-in instruction circuits are faulty. I'll have him turn the dial, which will send all of the captured Avengers here to the future. Now. A mental command from my master in the future. I must turn the time transport dial, concluding my task. But before the fateful knob can be touched, much less than turned. Huh? You'll never turn that knob now, robot. Not with my own special sticky web fluid, jamming it beyond repair. Another robot Spider-Man. But why? I wasn't told about you. Robot, my foot. You're looking at the real thing, and I'll prove it in a minute. First, I'll slam this control block shut again to keep your prying little fingers out of trouble. And 1,000 years into the future, Kang gets his first severe setback. The real Spider-Man. How did he learn about us? He mustn't wreck my brilliant plan. He mustn't. Did you think you could prowl the streets of New York impersonating me without my own spider sense warning me of your presence? I followed you silently, waiting to learn what your scheme was. Now I know. You're out to destroy the Avengers. Well, I'm no professional do-gooder, but ugh. Do all living beings talk so much? What a waste. You forget, Spider-Man. I was created by a master and given all the powers, all the strength which you yourself possess. Well, you sure have a forceful way of reminding a fella. Just stay where you are, chum. I'm going to come up and see what makes you tick. But the amazing robot possesses the speed and lightning-fast reflexes of his human counterpart, seizes the end of Spidey's webbing, and, never being a robot, I'm far superior to any living being. Think so? Well, I'll prove how wrong you are. Remember, I'm the one who invented these little tricks. Whoever your master is, I sure hope he's watching. Try to land in some open area, robot, so I won't have too much trouble picking up the pieces. But again, Spider-Man has underestimated his mechanical foe. I can save myself just the way he would do it. First, I shoot out a thick spray of web fluid, which solidifies into wings into a matter of seconds. And on the towering tomb below, this is going to be tougher than I thought. It's like fighting myself. How am I going to beat an enemy who has every ability I have? Here he comes. I've got to think fast. Suddenly, unexpectedly, the real Spider-Man drops his wings, making a death-defying lunge in midair. Gotcha. Too bad you can't let go of your little flappers too, pal. But one of us has to keep us in the air. And as the robot's artificial brain tries to formulate a new plan, I've got to find his main control stud before we land. It's my only chance. And then the amazing Crusader, who is also a brilliant teenage science major, finds what he's seeking. There, this is the shut off all functioning circuits, deactivating him. Next, creating a chute of webbing, Spider-Man watches the now inanimate mechanical figure plummet earthward. Whoever designed this thing is a genius. He'd have to be to take on the mighty Avengers, but even a genius can make one mistake. A mechanical brain can be faster, contain more memory, impulses make no mistakes, but it can never really outthink a human brain. And so the triumphant adventurer slowly fades from sight, unaware that a pair of piercing, thoughtful eyes had witnessed the swift, startling battle. We had been battling an imposter, a robot, and the real Spider-Man saved us. Meanwhile, inside the mysterious tomb, a thin, desperate hand finally reaches its object. At last! At last! And once more, one of our most dramatic changes of all time takes place. Thor lives again. Within seconds, the mighty Thunder God gathers the other Avengers together as Cap describes what he had seen. We have only one foe capable of creating so perfect a robot. It can only be a man with all the scientific marvels of 30 centuries at his beck and call. That means Kang. Of course, it can be no other. Even now, he is probably monitoring this place, spying on us. Hear me, man of the future. The Avengers have been warned. Next time we shall not be taken unaware. And although separated by a gulf of 1,000 years, Thor's ringing words fall upon the arch foe's ears like thunderbolts. In vain. It was all in vain. Still, the Avengers live. Still, they defy me. Slowly, the mysterious Kang turns and walks into the shadows as our adventure ends. For now, but only for now. The end. Well, that was pretty good, guys. What did you make of it? I hope you enjoyed it. And then tomorrow, what we'll do is we'll do issue number 12 and yeah, take it from there, guys. So have a good rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you're doing. Good evening, good night.